Our map shows that part of southern Spain that covers from Porto Mazaron along the coast towards Alicante, and in particular the port of Cartagena. And the Cumbrian connection are these guns. The guns were made by Vickers Armstrong of Barrow in Furness and are there to protect the naval port of Cartagena. The guns being set high on the mountaintop. It's quite a ride up by car to get to the guns. But there you can see along the coast, along towards Cartagena, and you can see the vantage point that the guns had to be able to protect that part of the coast of Spain. During the early part of the 20th century, a system of coastal defences was constructed to protect the vital harbour of Cartagena. This included forts, guns, fire control systems, searchlights and many other elements. The system included 4 of the largest artillery pieces ever made. Huge. 15-inch Vickers guns with a range of 35 miles. These guns remained in place. 2 near Mazaron and 2 further along the coast at a place called La Manga Club. The last time the big 15-inch guns were fired is said to have been in late 1973. At the lower part of the mountain site you can see 3 6-inch guns. The 2 larger guns had a barrel length of 59 feet and could fire a projectile to an incredible range of 35 miles. When you look at the outer casing of the gun, you'll see it stands on a circular base. Here in the factory, when it was being built, you can see that base in the depth below ground. That's the 59-foot barrel. You wouldn't want to be standing the other side of that one. And there it is, starting to be built into the circular platform. There it is with the housing on. If you follow the little white line down, you'll see a man standing down below it. So it was a long way underground. Each structure weighed 198 tons each. What makes the Tinoso battery so interesting is not just its huge guns, but the way in which the underground machinery rooms have survived. The pieces that are too big to be stolen have largely been left in place, and as you can see, restoration work is now well on its way to put it back into its original state, which would be a big tourist attraction, and by so doing keeps our Cumbria connection with a part of southern Spain. I think it's now time to take you along to Cartagena to show you what the guns were protecting. The ancient city of Cartagena was founded, as the name suggested, by the Carthaginians in the year 227 BC. It rapidly became a main trading post, and at the time was widely recognized as being one of the wealthiest cities in the ancient world. Though Cartagena was made truly famous by the Second Punic War 218 to 201 BC, which led to the landing of Hannibal and his elephants, who came with the intention of defeating the Romans. Hannibal's eventual defeat led to the loss of Spain, and the Carthaginians were expelled from Spain by 2006 BC. Control of Cartagena thus passed over to the Romans, who made many improvements, roads, bridges, aqueducts, etc., to an already great city. After some initial teething troubles, Roman rule brought peace and prosperity for several centuries. During the decline of the empire, the Romans' power was handed over to the Visigoths, who settled in Spain to build a kingdom. Persistent conflict between the Visigoths nobles weakened the monarchy, and in 1711 the Moors arrived, quickly taking control of Cartagena and much of the peninsula. The city saw some demotion under the Muslim rule, if only in terms of status, the Moors instead choosing the newly founded city of Murcia as its regional capital. Much innovation followed, including implementation of irrigation techniques still used today, converting the region's arid soil into fertile land. The 11th century brought civil strife, and the Caliphate was overthrown by native Spaniards to make way for an independent kingdom, including, at its height, part of the modern province of Alicante and Almeria. In its last major change of hands, Cartagena and its surrounding territories were fought for and taken by Alfonso X of Castilla and Leon in the year 1243. Now governed from central Spain, Murcia remains the provincial capital and remains so today. Cartagena continued its structural importance, being made Spain's official naval headquarters. It also remains the principal trading port for the country until the 20th century, when it suffered by competition brought on by rival ports of Barcelona, Valencia and Malaga. Today, Cartagena is still sustained by its role as a seaport. Industrial development is clearly evident, but the city still remains an attractive destination, with much to offer in its old quarters and newer parts alike. And of course it will always retain that Cumbria connection by the guns up on the hill between here and Portamatherone. I hope you enjoyed the trip.